we always try to figure out why something happened, and unfortunately in a business that's so responsive like animal control, it's hard to say. Certainly weather plays a factor.
Okay.
Breeding season has been longer this year. When it stays colder longer, the breeding cycle of animals is shorter. I don't know if we think back to the spring, it got
Interesting.
warm really early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we remember that. It was warm early, and it's still really warm. I mean, it's going to be 90 today.
Okay.
So basically, what we've done is we've taken the season in which animals are procreating in warm weather,
Mm-hmm.
and we've extended it.
Okay.
So by that very fact, you're going to have more animals born. And so certainly some of what we're seeing from an animal population, we're seeing more moms and pups come in,
Interesting.
pregnant moms, and younger dogs. So puppies that maybe have been around now for 6, 7 months and are loose, and that's who's ending up here. Additionally, we're seeing when it's hotter, more people are going to call us about cruelty concerns when it relates to an animal not having adequate shelter, adequate water, things like that. So we're seeing a spike in the number of animals that are being confiscated by our officers, and we're seeing a spike in the calls related to those kind of heat conditions and heat-related concerns for pet welfare for animals outside. So I think you have to kind of combine it all together into one thing. But what we know is that ultimately all of those reasons don't change the fact that they're here and that they needed us, and that's why they're here. And so there's all these animals out there that needed us, and they're here, and they've got that now. And so now we're saying they need you. They need you at home to come out and get them out of here. We're glad we've been able to provide them a cool, comfortable, air-conditioned place to sleep, a soft bed to lay on, regular food, medical care, all enrichment, attention, love, walks and playtime. All of those things are what we're providing now, but now it's time for someone to provide that in a home environment for all of them. So a 24% intake spike compared to the same 10-day period last year is devastating to us when we're already full. I mean, we didn't have cushion. We didn't have extra kennels sitting open just in case we had a big intake day. So 2 Thursdays ago, when 76 animals come in one day, we didn't have kennels for them. So we are begging, pleading, struggling, anything that we can do to get folks in here. And what we're so grateful for is the fact that it appears people are listening. You're here. The Memphis Flyers talking to us. Other media has picked it up. Our email inbox has been steady with people, both from the rescue community and individuals. And our lobby's been full. And we fully expect a packed lobby today of people coming to save these animals. And so I think it's just so important for people to understand it's very easy to throw all the blame at us. It's very easy to say when animals are euthanized for space, it's those people at MAS's fault. But ultimately, there is literally only so much we can do if people don't walk through our door and put them in their cars and take them away. And so this has to be a community solution. It's a community problem. These animals don't appear magically out of air. We don't grow them in test tubes here in the building. They've come from our community, and now we need our community to take them back out of here and give them the kind of life they deserve that they should have had in the first place.
And to do that, y'all have, through some grants and things like that, making it easier and more affordable for people to do that, right?
What we try to do here is really use the data that is available to us to make data-driven decisions. It's one of the key tenets of Mayor Strickland's administration, good government through data-driven decision-making, and there's no place that's probably more relevant than in an animal shelter. So what we do is we dig in and we look at who are the animals still at risk for euthanasia in our building. It's not cats, because we haven't euthanized a healthy cat in almost 2 years. It's not small breed dogs, because there's lines of people out the door wanting to adopt them. And it's not puppies, because we've been able, even parvo puppies, we've been able to work with rescue groups to get those animals saved and treated. And then, of course, a healthy puppy is an adopter
Right.
bonanza. So what that leaves, looking at our data, is large breed adult dogs that are our pain point. They are the ones still at risk here. So we're throwing all our resources right at those large breed dogs. We have recently obtained more than $100,000 in grant funding that we're using directly towards heartworm treatment to get some of those large adult breed dogs out that have heartworms that have been overlooked in the past. We're throwing all of our marketing energy and resources at marketing those adult dogs to get them out. And we also received another grant to offer discounted adoption fees on those large breed adult dogs that are the ones that we're struggling with. So we've been really specific about the fact that we need to help the population that is most at risk in a shelter environment. And hands down, that is an adult dog. And an adult means anything over 6 months from a data standpoint. So even if you want a young dog, even if you say, I want a dog that's going to grow with me and grow with my children, you can come in and be a part of the solution by adopting a 6, 7, 8-month-old puppy. Our threshold is who's taking up the large standing kennels versus a small puppy kennel. The large kennels are the ones that we are always full on, that we run out of every single day. So you can still adopt a puppy from us and be a part of that life-saving effort by helping free up one of our large kennels. Just if we were as an organization to kind of say, what's your tagline? How do you explain to people why, when you're this full, when you have no available kennels, why do you keep taking dogs in? Why don't you just shut the doors and say no? Why don't you say no to the public? Why don't you tell your officers to stay in the building and clean and play with the animals? It's because the citizens of Memphis have an expectation of their tax dollars. And one of those expectations is that we're going to provide for public safety. And if they call about an animal, we're going to go get it. Now, that animal might be aggressive to humans and be a threat in that regard, but it might also be they're calling because this animal's suffering. So what we say is that the animals out there need us, the animals in here need you.